much vanilla. You can use it in almost any scenario. You toss the umbrella and everyone's forced to disengage. Now it may take Farsa a little bit harder to disengage, and that's where the Kagura may truly shine. So Almghty right now, I feel like they're focusing on A1, A2 this time around. They're just trying to counter that Farsa, trying to not to allow A1, A2 to just land the money shot.
Honestly, not the worst strategy. That's how Kingsmen has, strategically played in the past, putting a lot of their eggs in the Odia Bambi and the A1, A2 basket.
Right.
You could see this in the stats as well, right? When it comes to damage per minute, Odia Bambi is #1 in the league. Guess who's number 5? It's A1, A2, right? And when you look at this, tag team system, they have two of the members of the team in the top 5 of damage per minute in the league. That is insane.
Yes, and of course, let's head over to the land of the dawn. It is going to be Kingsmen going up against Almghty. Kingsmen spawning in the blue, Almghty in the red. Now, A1, A2 may be a little bit going a bit more aggressive, right? Putting a Farsa hiding there. We saw the damage of the Crow coming out in level 1. Level 1 in the previous game was extremely ridiculous. Now, Azura X with the Purple and Koopa will be invading Almghty's side of the jungle. Ken will be there to shove Azura X away.
This is the nature of the Popo and Koopa, which is why we see the teams value a bit more. You can go in early and just wreck the opponent's pathing in the jungle. Make it very difficult, right? Especially against the YSS, it slows down his clip. It doesn't allow him to flash farm as quickly, so now he's a bit slower compared to the Granger. And Odia Bambi, you could see, he's just taking his own sweet time in the jungle. He's covered by A1, A2, he's covered by Azura X.
Yeah, and of course, the worst part is YSS is forced to pop the heal as well. So which means that he's going to be not very healthy going into the first team fight after the first wave clear, which means that YSS is actually, Adamir is actually focusing on the top side because the first hurdle will spawn on the top.
Did a very cheeky play here, went buff to buff with one camp in between. So he's going to hit level 3 here once he finishes up the orange buff. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Kingsmen, they know that you can dive the Alice early on. Do they have the control though? They need to keep her in place if they really want to push for this.
I don't think that Almghty can actually try to do anything against June, right? Because June can always just think out of the way. And don't forget, Kingsmen, they're not level 4. Lun is not level 4 yet. Same goes to Show A1, A2 and Azura X. They need those level 4 in order to do any form of damage against Alice, or Alice will be able to teleport away.
Maybe though, he's level 4.
Level 4, A1, A2, will get down. Unfortunately, Adamir just popping down the damage landing, but it is Jay who actually picks up that kill.
Quick speedy rotation from Almghty into the mid lane after they get the kill. They want to control this, set up for what could possibly be a free turtle here if they don't. The Kingsman side don't put up any resistance, so you can see right now they're pulling the turtle towards the top half. This forces Kingsman into a choke if they want to contest this, and against the side of Almghty, this might not be the best play.
The Death Sonata landing on top of Ken, but it doesn't clip on top of Ken. Ken will be able to run away with small little help, but Jay coming in with the umbrella open will be able to pull Azura X right on in. But mind you, because Almghty, they took down A1 to at level 3, perfect. Now he doesn't have level 4, but now Kingsman, A1, A2 is already level 4.
Feather Airstrike is up, so I think there was a window there. Almghty was able to really pressure the turtle, but unable to convert the objective into a win. In terms of goal, all even across the board. Like we said, the mid-game offensive momentum is what we want to see from Kingsmen, right? Yep. Turtle has been taken by Almghty, as expected, especially because they have YSS. Adamir is super comfortable on this, abusing the Mountain Shocker to consistently get knowledge of where his opponents are as well.
You can see like A1, A2 actually flew all the way to the bottom. They're trying to look for the bottom side gang. However, the Mountain Shocker will review A1, A2 because A1, A2 does have the Feather Air Strike. Loon also has the Zaman Falls, but at the same time, bottom side, Zaman Falls will be popped. June coming in with the damage, but Loon will stay strong. Ken trying to land as much heal as possible. This is an Alice that's not online as of yet, but Loon has the power spike of the level 4.
You might be looking at that and say like, hey, Hungry, that's a weird gank. Why did Almghty come down and try to force onto the Harif? If we bring up the gold and items again, June is actually a hit in terms of Loon when it comes to overall value. So he's scaling insanely well, right? He's going to hit his items much quicker compared to Loon, who we said needs the Scythe to even come online in the mid-game. So Almghty now, they're actually doing completely fine. Once this Alice comes online, they'll look even better in fights.
Yeah, but hold on a second, as Sky lands the stun, unable to hit. Loon is just zipping and zapping right around, but Skies will get focused down. It is the Chrono Dash that will be able to take as Loon escapes with a silver health.
Yeah, meanwhile, you can see on the flank though, June is coming in. They're looking to get a pick here.
Oh, June with the coming in will be able to stun Azura X. The Multi Shocker lands as well. But the airstrike coming on will be able to catch no one. Unfortunately, the wing by wing will be popped as Audio Bambi will force to disengage. Almghty looking very strong as of now.
Good replies coming from Kingsmen. Instantly focusing the Alice. Like Jun, he knew there was a small moment there. If I jumped them, I hit them with the root, I could probably kill them, but
Burns the flicker as well.
A bit greedy, a bit greedy. So Kingsmen, at least they get the correct answer. They push themselves 1k ahead in terms of goal. Like we said, the core items need to be completed on Loon and Audio Bambi before they can start taking these fights. A bit more tankiness for the Paquito here.
Yep, the next team fight will happen around the turtle. Now, it is going to be it boils down on, the positioning of Kingsmen, whether they want to actually get this turtle, because they already set it up here very nice and dandy. Now, Harif will actually rotate towards the turtle, will try to join this turtle fight. They're just going to rotate around just a little bit as Almghty will pull the trigger. Jay coming in. Turtle will be taken down by Audio Bambi. Coming in, it is Azura X will be able to stun Sky, but Sky with a nice flicker will be able to catch Audio Bambi. Too slippery he is as the damage coming in from the side of Kingsman will be overwhelming. But here comes Jun.
Okay.
Will be able to take a couple of members away from Kingsman.
Good 2-for-2 trade. As good as it gets for Almghty there. Like, it would have been a lot worse, right? Kingsmen are almost at their power point already,
Yep.
but for the Kingsmen themselves, they managed to take the turtle, so they equal it out 1 apiece. Goal lead is still there, 2k, or just about shy of 2k for Kingsmen. Now they need to start putting some pressure on the map. Let's take a look at this replay here. So this is what I constantly advise people to do. Like if you're doing turtle, you need to drag out to the side, because that forces your opponents into a choke if they want to tunnel onto you. Now that all of Almghty is just in this massive river choke, the Farsa Feather Airstrike just does so much damage.
And Jun coming in the flank will be able to pick up A1, A2 at the first point, which is actually nice and dandy. Azura Edemir is like just sneaking by Azura
They actually
X.
found a kill onto Ken while the replay was going on, and Loon died as well, so support for offlaner, not really the best trade for Kingsman.
Yeah, but look at Kingsman. Top side of Almghty is open. So bottom side is where the turtle will spawn for next time. Mountain Shocker once again to review the information, which is very vital. That's exactly what the YSS can bring on the table, right?
YSS is 0-0 and 3. Not the best start for Edemir. Audio Bambi is having a better lead now in terms of EXP and gold.
Oh, the stun coming in, A1, A2 lands down the Feather Airstrike. I feel like there's a synergy coming out with A1, A2 and Azura X, right?
That's the
You
point,
land
right?
the
That's
long
the
range
point.
stun, you follow up with the Feather Airstrike.
And even if you don't get the kill, you just need to force them off. But in that case, that was a bit of a poor Feather Airstrike. You're now going to jump in. Can't really find a solo kill. Like, this is just forcing Wings by Wings out for A1, A2 because the turtle is going to be spawning soon. And now both teams will want to contest this. Kingsmen are at their power point. The fight that they take now, if it's structured and forced well, they should be jumping ahead.
Yep, but hold on a second. Shu will get focused on top as well. Sky misses his stun. The turtle has spawned. The Mountain Shocker coming down. Shu will look very low as Sky picks up that kill instead. Azura X coming with the stun. But look at Adamir, just pushing down the mid lane turret.
Yep. Whether they can get the turtle here is going to seal the deal to Kingsmen. They need to get it. They will get it back out. Now Jun in the backline, getting a lot of members low. Has to kite away. Imagine eventually will get picked off. Now Almghty, they're disengaging here. Audio Bambi still chasing with the Rhapsody. It's a 1-for-1 trade overall because they lost the Paquito, but they managed to pick up the Alice, and Kingsman got the turtle.
Yep, and of course, take a look at the gold lead. It's still neck and neck. Even though Kingsman did get a bunch of kills here and there, they did take the turtle here and there as well. They are still kind of
ahead by 2k.
Yeah, ahead by 2k, but not too far in my opinion as of now. Whereas Kingsman pushing down this bottom tank turret, it's gonna push that turret lead a little bit.
This is the window for Kingsman. This is the window that they want to force the item lead and their overall comp leads, right? Their composition is stronger at this point. They want to be taking more structures down on the map and pushing into the jungle finding picks.
Yep, because
you can't just wait for Almghty to handshake objective fights. You need to start finding picks.
Yeah, because that Jun is gonna go into that very late game Alice, and when the late game Alice comes into the line, your back line will get melted on. Don't forget A1, A2. Pretty immobile, so it's probably the main target of Almghty if Almghty wants to take this.
Jun is playing as though he's like super far ahead, right? He keeps jumping in. Eventually, he should be able to find the kills. He's starting to scale up. Double picked up already on the side of Almghty.
Audio Bambi looking very low at the same time. Jun chasing after his Sky misses the stun, but Ademir comes in with the dash over the wall. Audio Bambi burns the Rhapsody, but misses every single shot. Ademir finishes off with one shot.
Almghty, they clean up, and the goal lead is still there for Kingsman, but they still find the kills to slow down the tempo, right? All of this is not actually Lun. If he finds this, it's going to be nice value. Okay, opening up the map. Almghty trading even there is like the best case scenario. I don't think Chu should be here. I think he should be dead.
Yeah, Adamir, the burst damage coming out, just dashing Dauntless, but True burst the flicker comes in, Sky jumping in, will not be able to find True, managed to get away, but the damage has been done as Almghty is starting to pressure the top side.
They need to defend this. Kingsmen need to hold on to this ground because the turtle is coming up. If they don't have this tier 1, it makes that fight a lot more difficult because there's so much open space that Almghty can chase into. So good use of the feather airstrike to push them away. Yep. Oh man, look at the burst on A1, A2.
Yep, A1, A2 will go down as the Mountain Shocker will be there to seal the deal. Now the members of Almghty will be following out. Azura X coming in, Sky wreaks havoc in the mid lane. In the back line of Kingsman, Odia Bambi will be able to dash on away as Almghty takes A1, A2 down.
Without the Farsa, without the feather airstrike, there's a moment of weakness here for Kingsman. A lot of these fights have been off the back of Almghty just finding awesome picks, right? They get the prime targets. Killing off the Farsa at the start of the fights reduces Kingsman's damage so much. Yep. This mid-game composition excels at this point. Any further on, it has the potential to drop off.
Yes. And if you take a look at A1, A2's score, it is not looking very good. If Yulat Farsa wants to go into the late game, Almghty, they are actually controlling the top side right now. And Kingsman, they probably try to look for some offlane plays. If you take a look at where Loon is, he's trying to split push as much as possible.
Good use of the map here. Kingsmen are opening it up just a little bit. Bot lane pressure, that's going to crash. So someone on the Almghty side is going to have to answer the bot wave soon or waste a lot of gold. This is a window here. If Kingsman, they see the Alice on the bot side, they could start the Lord. She's eventually going to walk down. Like that's a commitment you have to make. You have to go and clear it and push out the bot wave.
Kingsman, okay, Almghty will show the June right at the bottom side. Now it is boiled down to whether Kingsman, Dev Sonata will be able to land three shots on top of Ken. The feather airstrike will be able to there to seal the deal as Kingsman will be working on. You can see how June is slowly coming back up. Azura X is laying there waiting. The Lord pushing out. The Mountain Shocker will be engaged. Sky jumping in. June coming in a little bit too late. Sky is going to get focused down, but at the same time, Shu at the backline will be able to find Adamir. It's on the 101. It's the Paquito going up against YS, but no, Adamir takes that Paquito down as Kingsman will be able to pick up June at the same time with the Rhapsody.
Almghty though, they managed to find a great fight because June was bot side. He ran all the way to top and he's like, don't worry guys, if the fight goes long enough, I'm going to come and help you guys clean up. And that's exactly what he did. Finally, Almghty pulling ahead in terms of gold, and this Alice is coming online now. Has the Winter Truncheon, has the clock, which is fully completed. They will be able to scale into the late game, and there's very little Kingsman can do because Azura X, he's a stun bot. He doesn't really contribute anything right now. All the damage is in the pocket of Odia Bambi and A1, A2. If they get picked off, it's game over. Almghty, they can close out this game.
And the worst part is June already picked up the Holy Crystal. He's going to output a lot more damage, a lot of heal, but the Rhapsody Death Sonata will be able to land on top of June, takes him down as well. But Azura X will be trying to force it away. Odia Bambi is forced to defend the top side. The better airstrike, A1, A2 will be able to push Almghty away, but Almghty has done the damage and they're packing their bags and they're going back and just regroup once again.
Azura X looking for a pick here. Ken might die. He's very squishy. He has to flicker away. The rest of Almghty now group up, defending this area on the back. Jay has a nice flank angle, but he's a wise man. He recognizes he shouldn't take that fight. Just back off, let his team reset. June is coming up in 2 seconds. Looking at both sides, a lot of the power, like I said, on Kingsman's side is A1, A2 and Odia Bambi. Almghty, a lot of the power is on Jun and Adam here, right? It's not so much the Kogura. Jay is there to add additional pressure with the Yin Yang overturn, but the real damage is from the Alice and the Eastern Shin.
Yeah, at the same time, okay, Azura X will be able to find. Here comes the Feather Airstrike, will be landing on top of the damage on top of Sky. Adamir lands the Mountain Shocker once again, but he will be looking at June coming in, but will not coming with the stun. Adamir chasing True all the way in. Odia Bambi coming in for the flank on top of Adamir, but unfortunately A1, A2 will be forced to use Swing Wings. Now, it is Odia Bambi that's going to get caught.
Loon actually getting the kill.
Loon at the Truncheon. The Winter Truncheon will be activated as Loon picks up a double kill. Unfortunately, will lose his life as well. Jay looking very low, but the flicker comes.
He's a minion. He doesn't do anything. Azura X here, you just have to run away. There's nothing he can really do. Almghty didn't understand the late game power. In the mid game, they were trading even for even. It doesn't matter if Kingsman has a small goal lead because they know once Jun comes online, once Eastern Shin is online, Adamir is 5-0 at 8 now. They stopped his early game flash farming, but he's contributing to these fights just by virtue of being there, right? So Almghty, less than 100 seconds on the Lord. They just need to farm the jungle, take the buffs, and prepare for the objective, which should allow them to close out the game.
Yes, don't forget, let's take a look at this instant replay, right?
The fight is split into two ways. You can see that on the side of Almghty, they're looking to focus down Azura X and Chu first, but they are in a death ball. And this is when Almghty really excel, right? They turn and fight whoever come onto them because they have the Alice, because they have the Lapu Lapu. Lun makes a good play here. He's able to stall Jun out, and eventually with the winner Chun-Chun, you can see the top, he just clutches it out, turns around, gets the 1-4 on trade.
And at the same time, it's like what you said, splitting the fight away, splitting the Kingsman fight. But you gotta admit, Loon coming in, finding that flank, will be able to pick up 2 members on his own without any form of support. You can see how Kingsman is starting to split up, right?
The Kingsman side, like, you guys might also think like, hey, but on Harif, Loon also brings a lot of damage to the table. Yes, but it's not very consistent or reliable because for him to go that far, his team needs to be behind him, right? He's very mobile with Zaman Force. He can't do it reliably without his team backing him up.
Yep, as the Lord will spawn in the next 30 seconds, it feels like Almghty is already in position. Don't forget, Kingsmen, they need to send at least 1 member down to defense, or it could be potentially turning into a 5v4.
I like this Death Bush style of play, Almghty. Where have you been the whole season? Just sitting in a brush, waiting for someone to walk up. If they get a bit too handsy, you just chop them off, punish them. And Mountain Shocker is immediately going to review all of Kingsman's position. This collapse coming on the bot side, enemy charging up the arrow. The first target here is going to be the the Popo and Koopa rather. They get 2 kills. Almghty, they should not have, or the Kingsmen should not have overcommitted there.
This could be a Loon's time to shine actually as the members of, Almghty will be collapsed on top of Loon.
I like how I was trying to hype that up, but like boom,
Almost.
Kingsmen, they just fall down. Like there is no fight there to be had because the far side isn't there and Odia Bambi is just left alone. Almghty, they set up the right play, right? They understand the objective is the Lord here, so they're able to just set up, use the Mountain Shocker. Hey, there's 2 guys there. Just my Yi Song Yi, Lei Long, run in and get the kill.
It's basically like, free map hack coming out from Adam, right? Identifies it, strategically just split Kingsman apart. And therefore, Kingsman sending the Chu all the way down just to defend as the Lord spawns on the top side.
So look at your lanes right now. Lord is top side. Where does everyone else want to be? I think Alice needs to be mid-shoving the closest wave, and then someone preps the bot wave. So Alice goes down, starts the push, he sits in mid while the rest of his team pushes with the Lord Odia Bambi. It feels like, he's moving 45 degrees ever so slightly, starting to tilt.
Starting to swindle a little bit because the fact that Kingsman doesn't have Odia Bambi and Almghty can potentially end this game right now. Zaman Force will be land. Where is the Feather Astra? A1, A2 doesn't find a very good position.
Here comes Jun.
Here comes Jun as well. The big back Alice coming in, but the Lord just turns a little bit, but Alice coming in, try the backline, will be able to catch A1, A2, but unfortunately the Lord will be pounding on top of Kingsman's core as Almghty gets game number 1.
So, turns out that Justin and I were wrong. It's not easy 2-0 for Kingsmen today. And full credit to Almghty. They understood their win conditions. They understood how they would lose the game.
I was looking at the last pick of Kingsmen, right? It's basically open. I'm thinking more of a Balearic for some weird reason.
I prefer the Kufra more than that.
Find the root, find that big ultimate that everyone tosses around. But okay, it enters synergizes with the Farsa.
Problem with this composition now for the Kingsman side, sieging is a big problem, right? So when it comes to taking out structures, they really need the kills before they can even decide to take anything on the map. Like, they don't really have the best push. It's only Roger and everyone else is there to just support him. Walking up is also a challenge against like Lunox, Mincetar, and Cho. If they have a flank on you, you're like instantly dead, right? So it might be challenging for Kingsmen to actually start sieging in this game. They will want the Lords, they will want that big objective to help them push down the lanes. It's game 2, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Land of Dawn. Kingsmen here looking to even it up against Almghty, but Almghty themselves looking to send Kingsmen down to lower bracket early in the competition.
Yep, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, this is match point. If Almghty takes this win, it's a solid 2-0, apparently on the other side, and Kingsmen will go down to the lower brackets. They still have a bit of chance at the bottom side, the lower brackets. However, let's take a look at the aggressiveness coming out from Kingsmen. We talk about aggressiveness, right? A1, A2 jumping in, but Azura X will be locking in. Will not be, but Jun coming in, splitting the members of Kingsmen up. A1, A2, Odia Bambi taking a lot of damage. Like a Pulse will force a bit of the, force him alive just a little bit, but Chu coming in. He's a level 2 Uranus, doesn't do much damage.
This is the problem sometimes, in the early game you don't have the control. Like, we explained the value of Popo and Koopa. Yes, you have 2 health bars, it gives you this added, tankiness in skirmishes. The answer is just to not fight them. You just trade places with them on the map, right? If they're going to invade top side, we'll take your bot side.
Yeah, I feel like Kingsmen, they're not ready for any form of fights because Almghty, they have the Rhapsody. That thing does a lot of damage in the first few levels.
Blue here, he's the Uranus, he's okay walking up, but has to be careful how far he extends, right? There's a certain point where you just die and there's no coming back from. Loon here, Ego challenging Sky, and he's going to get the better of this lane against the Mizzitar, who did roam up earlier, by the way, so he's a bit behind in terms of EXP.
Yep, of course, and we talk about Kingsmen being aggressive.
Oh, level 4 now for Lapu Lapu. They could dive bot side. You can see Odibambi's hovering around.
Yep, Odibambi hovering around. Same could be said for Azura X, or at the same time, right, Kingsman is also setting it up for the turtle. Now, you gotta admit, like, how Odibambi is actually, but hold on a second, true. Oh, lands on top of the trap, will be forced to use the Purify, but the Consecration is not up, so he's gonna take a little bit more damage, but the passive heal is enough.
Like I said, there's a fine line as Uranus, like how far you can travel up, right? That line is just nice. Any further, he dies because Cho chases him down. There's gonna be turtle taken now, the fight breaking out. It's gonna be Almghty chasing down A1, A2, the focus again! As Bambi is gonna come right back in. Loon now leading the charge for his team on this Lapu Lapu. Oh, big stun! Coming in, Azura X also diving in, and now I think Jay might not be long for this world. He's gonna go down, but the health bars of Kingsmen so low. They are getting jumped upon by Jun, Adamir as well as the rest of them, but Babby, he shows up. He's here to clean up. He's a wolf. He's hungry for blood, and Kingsmen make it 4-2.
Yeah, and that's done. Loon coming in, but hold on a second. Sky will be flickering a bit. Loon will be able to let Loon go as well.
He has no damage. Loon is like completely fine in that trade. Now Bambi, he's gone off to an insane start, by the way.
Right.
He came in to clean up. 3-1 and 1. Very good positioning on that fight.
Yep. Triple kill on top of Roger. Pretty nice and dandy. He's going to get the Windtalker a lot earlier.
Please pick that up as soon as you can and start fighting.
It gives you more chasing power with the movement, bonus movement speed. It gives you a burst in terms of their passive in the item as well, so that's very good. Now, it boils down to whether Kingsman can actually use Azura X to land those, those jumps. Let's take a look at the replay once again. If you notice how Azura X is actually prepping it up and just preventing Jay from dashing away. Odibambi will get dragged backwards, but Adamir is a little bit out of position, as you can see how Loon just jumps in, and Azura X, if you notice, bounces, jumping in with the flicker.
MB from the bottom side, right? He makes a big round, comes in from the flank. He's like, I will sit here until everyone is low and then come and clean up. The classic cleanup janitor, mop and bucket at the ready. Kingsman now finding another pick as Canmo go down. They're looking to focus down this bottom half of the map because there is that turtle available and also because there's that tier 1 available.
Yep, so if you notice how the top side, right, is a Uranus that's cutting the wave, you see a Cho's cutting the wave at the same time, but okay, Azura X, Jay, forced to use the flicker, Odibambi like a pounce, a little bit greedy if you ask me. Odibambi coming out will eat Rhapsody right in the face, but Chu coming in will be able to push Adamir just a bit away.
That's a massive pick. Now they don't have the brilliance or the chaos to use to contest this turtle, so Kingsmen, they should be getting the second turtle for free. And remember, Chris, we talked about this window of power that Kingsman has. They are making full use of it right now. Almghty, the ego challenge early on. Now Sky coming back in. You don't want to be there, buddy. Has to pop the out, has the back off. Second turtle goes the way of Kingsman.
Yep, this turtle is going to be beneficial to push Kingsman a little bit further. Now Almghty trying to makes the play off the map, trying to focus down the top side instead.
We're just going full damage, I think. Chu here on the top side, he's okay, he's Uranus, he still has the concentration, will pop it, uses Purify 2 to get out. I believe he should be fine here, yep.
Bit of a objective trade happening right there as Almghty takes top side, Kingsman takes bottom side, but don't forget Odibambi, if you take a look, he's slowly building up that Windtalker. It's a very cheap item, but if you can compare Adamir, still sitting on the jungle item as well as the boots, not enough power, not enough damage coming in. Just take a look at the goal.
The problem now for Almghty is they don't have a true tank, right? The only tanky, quote-unquote tanky member you have is like the Mizzitar. Everyone is building damage, so who's going to sit in front? Who's going to tank? They find a pick though onto the Kufra, so that's Kingsman dropping Azura X. A good start to this skirmish.
Yep, but the gold lead is still significantly ahead for Kingsman, right? Okay, Ken finds the stun on top of True. Don't forget, Kingsman, they're lacking one member, they're lacking one tank right now, so Almghty could potentially pull the trigger. Almghty, Sky pulls A1, A2 right on in as the wing by wing will be used. Loon coming in, the better airstrike will be no damage.
The backline.
Bambi finds the backline as well, will not be able to focus down Sky. Sky forced to use the flicker. Adamir looking very low. Looking for the re-engage? I don't think so.
That was a 4-5, and Kingsmen are still contesting and holding their own. Azura X coming back in, he actually gets a knockup. And now they should be able to finish off Jay. He's able to get back under the range of his turret, so he's safe for now. Spoke too soon, Kingsman. They try to find the pick, but Jay gets out. Using the or the Brilliance, I believe, to get away. Now Jun fighting against Audio Bambi. Remember, this is a full damage show, and he should be able to get the sweet chin music onto Audio Bambi. Gets him with the kick. And they drop the carrier. Kingsmen here, not looking all too good after losing Audio Bambi. A bit messy this game, if you ask me.
Yep, I feel like Almghty, they're questioning myself, right? I had a very good game number 1, but Kingsmen, they're just whacking Almghty with 4v5. They don't even need Azura X in that team fight. Audio Bambi will go down, unfortunately, right now. So Almghty might have a bit of a breather, but don't forget, Jun is just going full damage right now, and that's very scary for Almghty, for Kingsmen.
Problem is, if he doesn't get the pick that he wants, if he doesn't find the target that he wants.
Azura X finding anime all the way there, will get busted down
nice.
with A1, A2 feather airstrike as well. As now Kingsmen, they take one and they'll go back and retreat, maybe looking for the re-engage.
And he's here though.
Azura X coming in, like a Pounce will be jumping over the wall for a bit. Sky tries to find a hook, but no one is there. The turtle's free for the taking, but take a look at the map. Jun is sneaky over there.
He needs to get the kick onto Bambi. He needs to instantly kill Bambi if they want any hope of winning this fight. I think Chun completed for A1, A2. This is a big power spike for Kingsmen.
And the worst part is Kingsmen. I don't think they know about it. Feather airstrike will be used. Jun will let the opportunity slip. Trying to look for the back line. He's coming back in. Unable to find Azura X. Azura X forced to use the bouncy ball. Audio Bambi will be used. The Lycan Pounds once again. The member of Almghty will be finding the stun, but not a lot of follow-up coming up from Almghty because he's not there.
It doesn't matter if they skirmish there, it's okay for Kingsmen to just take the third turtle and just walk away. Gold now heavily in their favor in this window, right? At the same point last game, around 8 minutes, Kingsmen only up about, slightly under 2k. Now they're up 4k. Very good for them in terms of equity, so they are playing the map well. They're making full use of the offensive pressure that they have.
I feel like what Almghty drafted this time around is to fight mid-game at mid-game. Kingsman does have the better mid-game this time around because Audio Bambi, he's actually online. A1, A2 with the feather airstrike will be engaged once again. True just messing up the backline slightly. Ken and Jun out of the fight, but hold on a second. Audio Bambi will be just there, just waiting for the Brilliance to just take off like a bounce jumping in, but Audio Bambi forced to run away, but hold on a second. True, he's still alive. How is he still alive?
It's Uranus things, man. It's just Uranus things.
Bro.
Goes to the backline, holds up 3 members. Kingsmen, they clean up whoever tries to dive in. You can see on the minimap, Bambi is being very careful, right?
Yes.
He's moving across, just peeking, checking for anything he can steal away, but knows that he shouldn't contest this. Jaywalking in though, he has to pop the Brilliance to just get out. And that hurts so much. Bambi still gets the purple buff in addition to their skirmish now too. He's a Uranus, he's okay, he's gonna get pulled in though. That might change things as the feather airstrike comes out, forcing Almghty away. Mid-tier 1 still up, they're fighting in the jungle. Still Jun is down to focus, he's gonna go down to Kingsman, but the kick keeps him alive. Eventually falls to Chu. Almghty, they have to regroup, they have to run with their tails between their legs because they don't want to fight here after losing the Cho.
Yep, and Audio Bambi, we talked about how online he is. He is just pushing down turrets left, right, center. Audio Bambi, he realizes that mid lane is probably not any way that he can actually dish the amount of damage. He immediately rotates all the way to the bottom, takes it up, and just walks off.
Still, you see the big problem, right? They find all these picks, but they can't take any turrets. There is no way for them to siege because there's so much threat. They need like a 3-4 man wipe first. As Azura X is charging up.
Will be jumping the other way.
Shot. Yep. Every time he does that, I think of like One Piece, like Luffy charging up the...
Yep, of course, but I would say that could be a potential turret dive, right? But Kingsman decided to go in for the Lord instead. Azura X is just providing so much vision right now. It just all boils down to this. But hold on a second, the feather airstrike was fused up, so no more feather airstrike. Lord half health. It is going to be Loon that will be dragged by Sky as the members of Almghty. They're trying to look for follow-up. Audio Bambi coming in.
Here comes the cleanup.
Here comes the cleanup. Here comes the janitor. Audio Bambi. Oh, the Brilliance will be able to keep Jay just a little bit alive, but unfortunately will go down. Now this is a far side. That's 507.
Cho still in the backline, has the kit. He can find the pick here in the Bambi, but probably won't be able to kill him because Chu is there. Now Bambi very low. Here comes the sweet chin music, possibly looking for the pick here. Now he's in the center of 3 members, and that's a hope, a dream, and a whisper gone for Almghty. He was looking for the kick onto Audio Bambi, but was unable to find it. Kingsman, they should secure the Lord here.
Yes, Azura X, right, with the bouncing ball, it's basically like a counter, and you can see how True is just tanking the turret in the mid lane. He's just wiping it down. Oh, Kingsman, this time around, they are in a more stable situation as compared to game number 1.
If anything, this game, right, I don't want to be too critical, but it was Almghty at the first turtle, choosing to connect on those fights, choosing a handshake with Kingsmen in the mid game, and we talked about how the mid game for the Kingsmen side is a lot better. Item spikes are quicker, early better power because of the Lapu Lapu and the Farsa. So Almghty made a small mistake, and that really counter snowballed against them. Kingsmen took the lead, ran with it, played completely perfect, made all the measured decisions that they needed to arrive at this point. 8k ahead, 11.5 minutes in. Lord is on the bottom side. It's going to be A1, A2 pushing down first, but they set the mid wave, they set the top wave. If you look at the mini-map, they're going to lose at least one structure here. It could be the top one, it could be the mid one, or the bot one, right?
Top side.
Answering mid, top is done.
Yep. Now, Kingsmen, they're just going to try to go force this two-prong attack. Almghty will be able to clear mid-side, but it is going to be a lot of marching down. A1, A2 landing on
the burst on the J.
On top health, and then lands a Death Sonata, but Kingsmen just shrugs the damage off. The Lord is taken down, but damage in terms of the turrets, still there. I would expect a mid lane as well, but unfortunately that doesn't happen.
The third time I'm going to say this comp cannot push. Normally Vlog, you're like, oh yeah, it's inhibitor, it's free, we managed to get the structure, but because the comp doesn't really excel at hitting structures, like, they need to get kills, and that's what they're doing right now. They're looking for the feather airstrike damage. Mid lane, no Bambi has to jump away to get the bot inhibitor because they split the attention of Almghty with the feather airstrike. Good play coming from Kingsmen. They need to repeat that sequence of events. Burst people down with Feather Airstrike and Lightning Truncheon on the Farsa, and then walk up to Siege.
Yep, Kingsman is just focusing down the mid and the top side. Okay, hold on a second, as Jake will be able, Sky will be able to pull through all the way in, but he's a Uranus, he doesn't really care. Okay, the members of Kingsman will be able to congregate on top of Jay. Unfortunately, will get caught out. Now Loon jumping in will get hit, unfortunately, as Adamir will be able to take it down, but Audio Bambi is still at the back lines. Kingsman just playing it slow and nice and dandy, but oh, Chu eats Rhapsody. But good kick coming out from Azura, coming out on top of Azura X, but he will be still alive. A1, A2 landing damage from afar. A bit messy from Almghty. Same goes to show for Kingsman.
Kingsmen need to reset here. They shouldn't be sticking around to fight this. Everyone on Almghty's side is up and ready to get them. Odia Bambi might just die here too. Very low, but he's a Uranus, so he backs off.
Yep, I mean,
close for comfort on the Kingsmen's side. They were playing with fire a little bit. They were trying to greed for the mid inhibitor, but there's no way you get that, especially when Almghty still have people up.
Yep, true, really, it's just a one-man army. He could just basically distract Almghty so much, and this time around, don't forget, that's Farsa, that's A1, A2. It's a 6-0-8, a better score this time. He has the damage, he has the, this potential no man's land that Almghty cannot afford to step foot in.
If we're going to be brutally honest, the difference is like this game, he's not getting like ganked by 4 people non-stop, right? In game 1, he never got any space. In game 2, at least he's getting like half to the full channel of Feather Airstrike off. 608 with Mystery Shop. All the items he requires are online. Azura X now handling. Sky, you checking Facebook there, buddy? Not sure why he didn't see Azura X walking in.
Big Mobile Legends Adventures by Azura X coming out with a big ultimate as Audio Bambi just lands a Lycan Pounce. We'll be able to pick up Ken. It's a wolf that eats another wolf, and that is Kingsman, and that is Audio Bambi.
Yep. Now with the man advantage, Kingsman. Remember, they need to get 2 or 3 kills before they can start sieging. They want to pull this fight. Chu jumping in. The Transcender Ward, but there's no control, it's just a movement spell coming in.
But if you notice how Almghty is constantly getting shoved all the way back into their own base because, okay, Sky missing that hold once again as A1, A2 just letting fire all across the board. Almghty, they forgot to focus on A1, A2 and now it's starting to bite back. Audio Bambi will be landing on Lycan Pulse as well as the member of the Kingsmen will be collapsing on top of Almghty, and now all they have to do is bash on that core. Ladies and gentlemen, the core is looking very strong a little bit, but that's not enough as they take game number 2.
Game 1 doesn't count, as Bambi says. Haven't had your coffee, haven't had your dinner, but they equalize the score in game 2. Kingsmen, again, no true tank, right? The Khalid is okay.
Yep.
He's a frontliner, but he doesn't soak damage.
He does actually. There's a lot of engages coming out from Almghty, right? You can engage with the Jawhead, you can engage with the Khalid, or even the Alice as well. But if you take a look over at Kingsman, how I would foresee the engage is the Lapu Lapu jumping in. Once the Popo and Koopa finds that critical stun, and they try to overwhelm them as quickly as possible with the Roger cleanup.
I do expect, the non-committal stun to be coming up from the Popo and Koopa first. So you always want to go with the Alpha Wolf Bite. See if you get any targets you like, right? If you do, then the Lapu Lapu commits in together with Esmeralda, because the dive is definitely going to hurt us. You can see the poke coming in from Lapu Lapu is so annoying. But this is one of the big win conditions, right? If you're playing Lapu Lapu, you need to know how to annoy the enemy's opening. As Adamir is going to pick up the purple buff here. Ken is a bit overextended, but should be able to get out safe because he is a jaw hit.
Yeah, but the problem about Jay picking up the Sicilian, right? I believe Sicilian does take a lot of mana, but okay, Azura X forced to use the flicker will be able to get out of there safely. The ejector is just dishing out the damage that is required for Almghty to just pick that up.
And this series of engages, we see Almghty and Kingsmen battling for control, right? They're battling for control around the turtle side because they want to start the clear there and then move down. So it's tricky. Right now, it does go the way of Kingsmen for the meantime.
I feel like what Kingsman could do, you can see how the Roger path, but instead, Adamir is actually pathing downwards. So Almghty at the same time might lose a bit of priority, but they're leaving Jawhead right there just in case if Kingsman has some second ideas.
Who is being annoying on this Esmeralda. She isn't as tanky as, rather this isn't the same tanky Reynas compared to game 2, but it still gets work done against Alice. In fact, he has more pressure, he has more lane priority. So when it comes to roaming up for the first turtle, I believe that Chu should be able to get level 4 first and then walk up and try to get something started with the falling Star Moon compared to the Alice.
And the worst part, if you notice how Kingsman actually took one jungle camp away, but hold on a second, as Chu gets super low, Adamir doesn't have the multi-shocker, so won't be able to clean up. It was used, but Kingsman, they are now focusing on the top side because that's where the turtle is spawned. But note that trap is just
Sky?
Absolutely beautiful.
Again, just sitting in the backlines. He has the ultimate available. They're going to check into it. Look at the damage onto the Azure X. Oh man,
Oh, man.
Should be dead here.
Yep, he misses the ult as well, but at the same time, you can see that the Ken actually loses his life right there.
Bit of a misplay coming in from Sky. Should have gone on 1-for-1 there, but Almghty, they are the ones with the initiative on the turtle. Kingsmen, they could contest this, they could back off. They're waiting right now, seeing if they need to pull the trigger. Looks like it should go the way of Almghty.
I don't think Kingsman could actually contest for the turtle. If you notice, Jun basically walked from the bottom lane all the way up to the top. Kingsman, they lost one was able to pick up one member of Almghty, but Almghty just decided just to pull the trigger. We're just going to go in and commit for the turtle, even though we have one member less.
Some sacrifices were made though, because Almghty, they brought the Alice all the way up towards the turtle. So that's time she wasn't farming, that's time not scaling.
Not absorbing the orbs.
Not absorbing the orbs, so it does hurt. They trade late game scaling, like they push the timer back a little bit, but they get some tempo in the mid game. So now they can contest these mid game fights without getting like slammed.
If you notice how Almghty, they're slowly creeping on top of Chu as well. Jay coming in, but I don't think that's the Sicilian that will be able to do any form of damage as of yet, because don't forget, Jay also needs to stack, but he's right now very mana hungry as Odiabambi will be able to find Ken. Azura X stuns him down, locks him down for Odiabambi just pick it up.
Good picks, good control. Chu is going to be fighting on the bottom side. Meanwhile, the push coming in mid still. They're looking to focus down and get some gold on the mid tier 1. Looking for the dive now actually on the top side. Now Khalid has ultimate. He could get out of this very easily if he senses the threat, right? And now they're going to make their position known too. So he should know that there's 4 members here.
Yep, at the same time, you can see Almghty, they're still putting Jay, hold on a second, the engage coming in, Odiabambi will
nice.
get decimated by Almghty, and the members of Kingsman will force the disengage. They will sacrifice Odiabambi, but no damage is done or taken by Almghty.
Insane read coming from Almghty, having the gall to challenge Kingsman for that dive, and of course that's one of the things that Khalid can do. If you're not careful, he smashes you in the wall and gets the control down. Because of the detour to the top side, Almghty will get mid tier 1, they open up the map, and if you had to ask me, Chris, like at this point, if there was a win percentage, it's slowly leaning towards Almghty.
I agree.
55%, 60%, 62, 60, 68, 69, 70% now.
They take the mid lane turret, man. I mean, at this very early age, but Unstoppable Force will be used on top of Azura X. Shu coming in for the engage as well as a member of Kingsman is trying to look for Ken. Ken will go down, but Jay is lack of mana. He doesn't have the mana for the damage as A1A2 will be able to pick up Sky, but Adamir, he's at the top side instead, and now Kingsman will have initiative for the turtle.
If they pick up this turtle, it's leaning back to 50%.
How to turn the tables? I lost track there.
They still get the top side, that's good. They open up space, and it's Adamir that actually picks up the structure. So overall, in terms of what they should be able to finish this here, right? But overall, in terms of structures, it's 2-0. Kingsman losing a lot of map space, and that's tough, especially because you want to be making plays. You need those turrets to rely on. Now coming in, Ken looking for Unstoppable Force, but decides to stay his hand, a bit more patience shown.
I feel like what Kingsman will have to do is try to vie for that mid lane turret once again.
Yep. They need to open up mid tier 1
because
if they want to skirmish.
Right now, they're playing with basically on crutches, right? Because Kingsman, their side of the map is pretty open because Almghty can just sneak in, via the mid lane, and it's pretty much dangerous for Audio Bambi.
So when your mid tier 1 is down and your opponent's mid tier 1 is up, what happens is your opponent has permanent vision and map pressure in mid.
Right.
Meaning to say the minions are always going to be pushing up faster. Good trap though. Minions are always going to be pushing up faster, so Kingsmen need to always shove the wave out if they want information.
Yep, but okay. Kingsmen at the bottom side, they're trying to make some plays though, but Sky will be there to help out Adamir as X is in position, whereas a bit of a lane swap happening. June will be rotating up top. We'll be going up against Loon this time around.
That there is 45 seconds on the turtle. Kingsmen with a small goal lead, and this is starting to look like game 1. The mid-game team with no mid-game lead is an awful feeling, right? And when they start to fight into the scale, Sicilian and Alice, it can only go worse.
Yep.
Kingsmen need to pull the trigger and make something happen right now. Otherwise, they're going to risk getting outscaled.
Yeah, you talked about how Kingsmen, they should have the early game, the mid and early game, right? Right now, it's starting to fall over to the late game as A1 and 2 will get focused down. June coming in, the Unstoppable Force lands on top, Azura X Wolf instead. That's one pickup of the ultimate.
But they don't have the Yin Yang overturn. They can't contest this turtle. I think right now, Almghty, they should get this for free. Kingsmen, if they stick around, they might just lose a big fight. The call was made. Bambi goes back to farm the jungle. Bot side, Chu is pushing out to get some pressure. They're looking for cheeky picks, but there's no way that Kingsmen can contest this turtle.
Yep, Kingsmen, they should be playing off the map right now, but they're going to be sending through all the way up top. Loon engages, Adamir focus on, but nice flicker coming on the top. Unstoppable Force down top, Loon. Adamir gets shoved all the way back, but hangs around, make sure that nothing happens. As True will get tossed and ejected back. And True
this guy's so good.
Oh my goodness, that's a joy that actually gave up Adamir on a silver platter over the Kingsmen.
Yep. A bit misplay there, you have to think, coming from Almghty. They were in a good position to fight. Kingsmen didn't really have the outs that they wanted, but they execute well, right?
Yep.
And they sacrifice Odia Bambi, but they get the third turtle here. Yeah, putting up the goal lead to about 3k.
Yeah, so right now what Kingsmen have to do, right? Let's take a look at the replay, right? What actually goes wrong in this thing?
Yeah, you called it out pretty right. So Adamir here is in the backline. He's safe. He gets jumped on by Loon and he's able to kite away, but the moment they get onto him, he is just out of this fight. And I think Almghty, they're a bit split. They need to make the call. Do we defend Adamir or do we jump back in? Because they kind of need the space to kill the backline if Adamir is out. So they need to be on the same page. They need to target call properly.
Yeah, but Kingsmen, because we talked about how Almghty should get this very last turtle, right? Right now it is Lord that's going to be spawning in around 80 seconds.
Yep.
Kingsmen, though, they are not supposed to take this turtle. And right now we're seeing that mid-game power spike going into the hands of Kingsmen. But don't forget, Almghty, they have the late game scaling. Kingsman is on the ticking timer bomb.
They really are. They do need to respect the scaling of Almghty. Levels wise, you know, Jay's level 10, Jun's level 9. There isn't a huge gap. I mean, Chu is 11, Loon is 10. Big fight though.
Big fight though. Audio Bambi will get caught up by Ken, but the Lycan Pulse actually saves him. What a clutch coming out for Audio Bambi all the time, but Chu just racking up that back line. Adamir gets knocked down a little bit. Jay coming in will be able to scratch Chu slightly off.
They need to go in for re-engage. Now that, you know, they've managed to force them off this jungle path, they need to go in and get something done.
Yep.
Either push out the wave mid or push out the wave bot, because that pick, that 1-4 trade does not amount to anything. As A1, A2, he should be dead here. Oh, the damage from the Sicilian. Chu comes in to try and help his teammate out, but it's a sunk cost fallacy. Kingsmen, they lose another. They're starting to fall behind. Chu here holding the front. You can see the smart missiles coming in. He gets tossed back into the ejector. Chu, he's tanky, but how tanky is he? As June is in the back line now, Kingsmen are looking to turn this fight around. Audio Bambi trying to put the damage down onto them, trying to make this count. Chu gets the first kill. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Audio Bambi still alive as Almghty claim a second. Kingsmen, there's only 2 men left alive. Chu and Audio Bambi, they have to hold down the fort. As Almghty, they turn their sights over to the Lord.
It's 1-for-3 trade. That's something that Kingsmen don't want. You can see how Jay is slowly start to shine as a late game Sicilian. One smack, A1, A2 is gone, deleted, yeeted out on the battlefield.
1 and 3 flame shot. Kagura's not. She hasn't had the team fight impact that we want to see, right? The Indian overturn doesn't come for Jack if they're just running at you.
But at least the Kingsmen has a very open bottom side, right? They've opened up Almghty's bottom side so much, but Almghty is just tossing bodies to make sure that their turret stays strong. However, Kingsmen, don't forget.
Audio Bambi's got the Endless Battle.
Endless Battle is going to boost out a lot of damage in terms of Lycan Pounce, right? Because once you Lycan Pounce, that's a skill. True damage, and just
Yes, essentially 2 sets of skills, right? So if he spaces them out properly, it's like insane damage.
But you can note, if you notice how Kingsman is actually trying to split up Almghty as much as possible. Loon's fighting a one-man army, but at the same time, Sky re-engages on the way in. Jay pulls through all the way back. The ultimate will get land. Adamir jumping in a little bit too late. Kingsman now looking very low. Odia Bambi looks for the flank, won't be able to do it as Almghty zones out Kingsman away from the Lord.
Oh, that's a lot for Almghty. They used 3 ultimates and now Kingsman, they know they have the window to engage. A lot of damage done onto Cooper, but it's not the target you want. Still, Kingsmen, they have to be careful spacing around this. They themselves have no ultimates left from that fight. So, scratch that. It's not a loss for Almghty. In fact, if anything, they have full control of this area now.
And trading away a few ultimates, right, is still okay for Kings Almghty if they will be able to actually secure the Lord Pit. Now, not a lot of cross-map plays happening for the side of Kingsman, right? Bottom side is still very open, but at the same time, Almghty, they're kind of lose control a little bit as Kingsman doesn't really dare to step into the river.
It's tricky here. The window for them to fight is getting smaller and smaller. It's almost non-existent now. Like, even though the goal is leaning towards Kingsmen, if you ask me, by virtue of scaling, Almghty is like 70% slated to win as they jump in onto Ken, gets the stun, but there's no damage, there's no follow-up, they can't chase in. Kingsmen, they're just, you know, it's a Mexican standoff. They're staring at each other, no one really willing to pull the trigger. Loon is in a lot of trouble though, the Mountain Shocker and a potential jump. Now coming back in, Azura X has to flicker out, he's very low on health, they're chasing on. Jun will flicker on his own, or no flicker rather, just the Blood Oath chasing in.
But the bottom side, if you notice how Adamir is actually pushing this turret right on in, this is something what we talk about. Cross-map play, Almghty is the one that's doing it instead of Kingsman. I would expect that Kingsman was the one who needs these cross-map play. They need to take down as much structures as possible before Almghty actually gets turned on.
Big issue is, so Kingsman, who's going to be playing the cross-map, right? Anyone goes missing, Almghty starts at Lord, and they take it very quickly because they've Shin, Odia Bambi.
Odia Bambi Chu jumping in with the ultimate, but will be Kingsman will disengage. Almghty, they're now just playing it as patiently as possible. Kingsman, you can sense that they're losing patience. This is it, or Almghty might actually take this load.
They do this so quickly, like Adamir just destroys this because he switches from melee to range, and now this choke that Kingsman is running through would be the end of them. Almghty, they set up for this play, they're looking to go in on Kingsman. On the backline, immediately jumping in though is Loon, and meanwhile Azura X and company is very low on health. Loon has to back out on that sword form. Resetting for this, June in the backline gets a massive stun, and now Almghty just jump into them and eviscerate Kingsman. There's nothing left for them here. However, Odia maybe trying to make something work. The last member standing is going to be Ken and Chu. I don't think, okay, actually Kingsman, they just turn it around.
Yeah, you know, you were actually hyping it up all the way for Almghty to actually take this win, but no, here comes Odia Bambi. I am the janitor. I'm mopped out all your members, and look inside. Almghty super dead. There's no way to actually take this lord as Kingsman has free reign on this lord.
I saw them all clump up, right? I was like, huh. Alice looks really good here. Let's take a look at this fight, right? So, in the choke here, Almghty is just perfect. They pulled the trigger a bit too early, but it's okay. And then that clump up towards the top side near the lane, they really get everyone so low. And pay attention to Jun here. Just look at the Alice. She jumps in and I was like, oh yeah, this is a great clump. And then, you know, Kingsman just flip it around.
But you know, whenever
Benny is with the Endless Battle actually, holy, look at the damage.
Endless Battle, he has a mop as well. It's just mopping up Almghty all across the riverside. Good stuff. This means that a bit more priority in terms of the pushing power goes into the hands of Kingsman, and that's exactly what they need. They need to try to end this lord right here, this lord right here, right now, or the Almghty will be given the opportunity to scale, and that's not what Kingsman wants.
So, Lord's charging in. It's going to be a lot of damage on the bot inhibitor. Kingsmen, they're backing off. They don't want to throw this push because they know on the top side Chu is getting lane prio. He's cutting the waves actually.
I feel like Kingsman has no choice but to start cutting the waves, right? Because they want the minion to actually clash on top of this turret so that they can take top side. Now, Almghty is forced in their own base.
These 5v5s though, even though the Kingsmen did win the previous fight, it's not 100% always going to go in their favor, right? I feel like that fight, if anything, like Almghty just botched it, but they still are ahead. And if you walk into 2-3 members like that, okay, you know what? Kingsman is just going to clean you up.
Of course, no matter how much scaling we're talking about, right, Almghty, if Almghty is just going to walk into Kingsman, setting it up like that, it's just going to get taken down, right? But that's where it goes down to this. You see how Kingsman is actually pathing around. That's always so clumped out. And now, if you're Jun, if you're Jay, that's exactly what Almghty wants Kingsman to do.
Yeah, the clumps though. I'm not sure why Sky just walked in like that. Like 8-15 is your kill score right now. You have to play a bit more conservative. Kingsmen have the goal lead. In effect, in numbers, it's like 9k. In effect, it's something like 3-4k, right? MLBB now is going to pick up another big item. Getting to that hyper carry. I mean, the hyper carry mode is online.
Yeah, what Kingsmen can do, right? Because they're always constantly trying to dive on the call of Jay. Now, Jay is
Not
forced
again.
to actually go away.
No, check into this. Okay, the orange buff leashes onto Kingsmen. So they know that people are there.
Yeah, but right now, Kingsmen, they're actually playing it way too slow for my take. But maybe they're just... I feel like they're about to lose a bit of patience, but Adamir actually steals away the orange buff, but hold on a second, Chu gets tossed all the way back in, but the damage coming out for Almghty, not enough, as Kingsmen, MLBB will be able to push Almghty back into the base. There's no way that Almghty can breathe their own jungle air at all.
It's not tough for them to take these fights. Like, you really need the flank to come in from the Alice to split Kingsmen up in order for them to take the 5-on-5. Like, they do have the scaling, but they don't have the tank. So the burst coming from Kingsmen is like, run, you flee from this damage.
Yep. My dude, Loon is playing out of his mind. There's a lot of clutch moments that Loon actually did, right? You talk about the team fight all the way up top when they actually allows Kingsmen to take that Lord. That's so clutch coming out. And don't forget, MLBB can always dodge with the Lycan Pulse. He goes into that small little iframe. It's not minor, it's not too major, but it's good enough.
And he might be looking for a pick here. He has the unstoppable force.
Might not be, I don't think so. We'll
He
be
just
tossing...
ejected his Cooper in.
Yep. Right now, Almghty is actually forced all the way down to the base. Now, Almghty will use a Mountain Shocker to reveal where Kingsman is. So maybe they should...
Who's on the top side? They could force this.
Yep, they could force this. Ken will be looking for free hugs. Loon dashing away. As June coming in, we talked about clumping up. Kingsman, that's not exactly what you be, because one clump up is very good for June and Jay. They can just claw you in and just dish out so much damage. But don't forget, Almghty's top lane is actually under a bit of fire. Now they're sending Sky all the way back to actually, catch that wave for the moment, as our Kingsman is just trying to look for these kind of plays.
7 seconds on the Lord. Kingsmen are already in position. Meanwhile, Almghty are late to the draw. Sky is going to have to run over, but by then I think the Lord should be started up at least. Kingsmen, they are deliberating just a little bit.
I think what Kingsman wants to do is to bait Almghty in. Now, you can note how Kingsman is actually setting out all these traps right there.
Because of Mountain Shocker, they know where you are at every point in time.
Yeah, but the traps right there is what Kingsman wants Almghty to walk on in. If you can see like how MLBB is trying to set up for the flanks, Kingsman is just putting this on wall, A1, A2, tossing the umbrella. Chu getting so much shield from all that Esmeralda, but he decided to pull the trigger, jumping in, Ken ejected all the way back into Kingsman, saying no way you're gonna engage, but that's an ultimate gone from Chu.
Every time the fight starts, look at Jay and look at Jun. They are always sitting on the flanks. They're always looking for a flank angle coming. Good pop up.
Good catch up coming out from Jay as Jun coming in with the blood. Wind Trunking will be activated, but Jun is still all the way in the back line. But don't forget, MLBB is still chasing up. The member, other member actually goes down. That's unfortunate for Almghty as Kingsman tried to look to turn this around. Sky dashes around, but MLBB is still alive. Kingsman still full force, and they might actually be able to take this floor without a problem at all.
Caught out. Sky wasn't there. It was a 4-on-5, and Kingsman run them down. At 11k goal lead, it might be the breaking point, right? Like, the scaling is there, but Almghty aren't fighting their comp properly. They aren't using it properly.
Look at June coming in from the back line. They've tried to look for that, but won't be able to pull the trigger. Ken coming in, will be able to eject A1, A2 all the way back in, but MLBB comes. Try to focus Ken as well as June, but June will go down. Ken forces to run away. Unfortunately, Sky will fall next. Only 2 members from the side of Almghty. We talk about scaling. Who cares about scaling? Kingsman, they're gonna take this Lord.
They keep walking in. It's so mysterious why Almghty just like, yep, I am just gonna walk in, and the scaling is, it works if you fight 5, right? Yep. It works if you come in with the flank from Jun and Jay and just like clump them all up. The Shocker, okay.
There was a very slim chance that Adamir with a Mountain Shocker that could actually take away that Lord. Very slim.
Looking at this right now, goal lead for Almghty is 13k. The scaling might just be insufficient for Almghty, right? So they need to get one last fight down. And again, we're looking at Jay, we're looking at June to come in with the flank.
Especially June.
Hold the prior targets and allow for June to really burst them down.
Maybe this is actually pick up the Almighty's trigger and look for, but MLBB looking very low a little bit. Ken jumping in, he's actually absorbing so much damage as well. But MLBB coming in for the re-engage. Shu charging up the ultimate. Ken will get shift all the way back.
Look at your screen.
Lose 3 members.
Look at your screen. Alice and Sicilian is nowhere near there. Like, you're forcing their play, but your team isn't on the same page. This is desperation, right? They keep
Yes.
forcing these 2-on-5s, 1-on-5s, and Kingsmen, they just happily receive the throw. There's
Oh,
no
no.
reason for them to really fight there. Bot inhibitor should be going down here as Kingsmen start sieging up Chu in the back line. Looking to finish off the bot hit before the fight breaks out.
Okay, as the Lord will be marching towards the core, the members of Kingsmen, they're trying to lay down damage. They're trying to make sure that Almghty stays at their base as much as possible as Kingsmen. They're just gonna bash it on the core. As ladies and gentlemen, my prediction came right. 2-1.
Kingsmen will progress on into the semi-finals. A bit of a sweaty game coming out there from Kingsmen.
Sweaty, I would say.
Yeah,